Oh, this is it. This is exactly it. A bartender's quest, a goblin king, a stage already set by fate itself. Do they know what this is? Do they understand what this means? No matter. They rarely do at first, but I will correct that. The fighter is already selecting violence in advance, staring at guards like they owe him circumstance. The rogue is mapping exits like a careful little prayer, and the wizard hums to doors like they might suddenly care. And me, I see opportunity, a kingdom at its hinge point, a story at its peak, the kind of moment bards are made to speak. The ground opens beneath me, rude but not unexpected. Adventure has a habit of staying unprotected. I fall in style, of course, there's no other way to descend and land in a chamber where all narratives bend. There he is, the Goblin King. Perfect posture, perfect timing, perfect setting. I dust myself off. I say, you must be the reason for all this regretting. He raises a brow, I compliment his throne. Excellent bone work, tasteful dread. Mention how kings often look better when they're slightly misled. I suggest gently that kingship is more of a phase than a state, and perhaps retirement would be an enlightened fate. He listens, he actually listens, I can feel it, the shift, the softening line. The moment a villain begins to reconsider design. You see, I continue, authority is such a tiring role. Constant goblins, constant worry, constant loss of control. I gesture vaguely at the air like philosophy itself agrees, and for a moment he almost nods at the possibility. The Goblin King exhales, I think I've done it, I think I've won. Then the rogue drops in hard, right into the narrative, and suddenly I can feel the entire room invert its narrative. The king stiffens, misunderstanding blooming fast and bright, assuming I engineered this diplomatic delight. The rogue is tied up immediately, unfortunate timing, unclear intent, and my carefully balanced argument becomes misinterpreted sentiment. No, 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 I say very gently, very refined. This is not betrayal, this is just how dialogue is designed. And I almost have him again. Almost, he lowers his weapon slightly, considering the tone, considering perhaps he doesn't have to sit alone. But then the fighter arrives through the wall, because of course he does. And all diplomacy collapses in immediate resolution. Everything becomes motion, spears, shouting, broken alignment of intention. I am still speaking, this is important, trying to preserve the conversation. Please, I say, we were just. And then I am airborne again. Being thrown is becoming a recurring theme I did not request. The wizard attacks the fighter for reasons I cannot fully interpret. Something about acceptable failure states or structural insert. The fighter is on fire again. The rogue is judging all of us from captivity. And the Goblin King is no longer negotiating, and I think I may have improved things briefly, which statistically is still progress.